Hello everybody. I'm making this video for my buddy William Wood. He's getting into casting, and he's talking about what you got to do to the molds. So I'm just going to show a little bit. I'm not actually going to do it because I'm in the house. I'm not outside. I'm not casting any bullets or anything right now. So basically I'm just going to show you some different molds here and point out where you need to lube with basically just plain old candle wax. As you can see, I've got several different molds here. These pretty much are all Lee. There are some, here's a Seiko mold, 4 cavity for 38 357 wad cutters. And of course these are Lee. This is a RCBS 2255 SP mold for casting .224 bullets for the AR, and this mold here is a Lyman .401 mold that I used to cast for Fort Smith & Wesson. And then this one here I just recently got. This is a Lyman Ideal Lyman 311 413 mold, and don't know if you can see in the that's rifle cast by the .312 bullet. Got it on a set of Lee handles. And then this mold here is my 300 blackout. I'm going to start with this mold first because I want to show the differences in them. The newer molds have been shaved here and here compared to a solid block like they used to be. Sprue plates are the same, handles are the same, but when you open them up, they actually have these pins right here that align with the holes on this side. Okay, the older Lee molds actually have they still call them pins, but they're horizontal, and you can see the groove here, and then on this side of the mold there's the pin, and there's a groove there, and these cause the molds to line up. Plus you have these what I call V notches. This is the V, and this is the other side. Here's the V, and here's the other side. And those pins and those notches line up whenever you close the mold. So, to show, talking about lubing the sprue plate, when you get this up to temp and you're casting bullets, these molds get hot. These are aluminum. This is steel. You got a screw here that hinges the sprue plate on, and it does have a washer, kind of spring washer, keeps tension. But when these heat up, these become loose. Sometimes they become loose, sometimes they get hard. So when you're casting, you may occasionally need to put a little bit of lube or wax on these to keep these from scalding and seizing up. And the best thing I found to do is let's just imagine this is already up to temp. I've casted say 100 bullets and it's hot. You want to hold the mold, if I can do it this way, you want to hold the mold to where when you put this wax, you just touch it, like right there, just touch, okay, and that wax will immediately melt in around that. You don't want to get any wax down in these channels right here on the sprue plate, because this wax then, if you got it down in there, it goes into the cavities and you'll get wrinkled bullets, and then you'll have to go through the process of cleaning the mold and getting that out of there. You keep casting and rejecting those bullets till eventually it burns or dries up the wax that's in there. But the best way is always hold the mold with the the screw on the hinge down and just touch enough for it to melt to get that lube underneath there. Also on these style, you talk about lubing the pins again. On these, this is the pin. Okay. The mold's hot, you open it up, you just touch it. And over on the other side, you do the same thing, you just touch it. Now just get a little bit on it, just a little. In this case, little is enough. Don't think you have to have a whole lot. Some will even go as far as to put a little bit on that and a little bit on that, so when they go together they don't seize up. Now with the new mold that I got, 300 blackout, basically the same way. You hold it down so you can just barely touch where that spring, that washer is, and let it run down. Don't let it go into the holes. Now this was coated with, I can't remember what it was. It's supposed to help bullets from sticking. But on these, with this type of pins they have on them now, you touch that pin and you touch this pin. That's all you do. Just touch that pin and that pin. You could go on this side here and touch and touch, but you don't want to get any wax, any lube in here on the surface or in the cavities at all. Okay. Now some people will use, let me get some here. Might not be this particular brand, but this is lube for my lube sizer. They'll take a piece of this, they'll break off a piece or whatever and use that to lube. This is nothing but wax. So you have beeswax or this lube, or like I said, I got plenty of candle wax, so candle wax. I use the candle wax in my leaf pot when I put my clean ingots in to the leaf pot, and it's heating up. Once it's heated up, I'll break off a piece of this and drop in there and let it smoke. Strike a match, light it, let it burn, and then skim that off. Some people don't skim it off; they leave it. Just take care of the oxidation on top of the pot. Now, if you was going to smoke the cavities, as you see, this one is nice and shiny in the cavities. They're not smoked. This one's been sprayed with some sort of anti-seize stuff. I can't remember what it's called. Trying to see if I've got one here that's been smoked. Okay. Here's one where the cavities have been smoked. Had some people ask about how you smoke those. A match, cigarette lighter. So what you do is you open up that cavity, okay, and you strike your lighter, and you just hold it under. Let the yellow part of the flame kind of touch inside the cavity. And you can see I got more smoke on the outside than I did inside the cavity. But it will probably do better with a match. But all you're doing is kind of holding the yellow flame to the inside of the mold in the cavity. Okay. And you do that for all sides, all four. There's two cavity mold, but all four parts. And that's called smoking the mold. It's supposed to assist on the bullet dropout. Once you pour your lead in, you break off the sprue, You flip it over, tap on the nut, open it up, and bolts will drop out. Well, I found out that you don't have to smoke. Some people still believe in it. Some of them have problems if they don't. Some have problems if they do. I smoked a few. I didn't have no problems. Then I tried it without it. Didn't have no problems. So I don't do it anymore. This mold was made for me for my 300 blackout. Not the 150 grain smooth ball. Made for casting bullets that you can powder coat or enamel coat. And the guy who made the reamer, and I bought the mold and sent it to him, was a blank. He drilled it, and then he coated it when he sent it back to me, and it's worked great. On these steel molds, I don't know if anybody smokes those. I have these steel molds, but I prefer using the Lee, but there's some bullet designs you can't get without buying the Lyman or the RCBS. So I have some. But that's like I said, wax, and the screw, put a little bit of wax right on it when it's hot, so that'll swing open easy. A little bit of wax on that steel pin. This one only has one because it's a single cavity. Just a little bit of wax on that steel pin, and maybe on this inverted V on both sides, so when they close up it won't stick. Just don't get wax down in this part or down in that cavity. And that's it. So William, I hope that answers your question. Anything else, you know how to get a hold of me. Thanks for watching.